Well, my biggest influences personally would be my parents, for sure. Musically, I would say there are three people that influenced me the most. One of them is my teacher in France, Boris Garlitsky, who was a huge mentor to me and still is to this day. I still try and play for him as much as I can. And my teacher in the US, Itzhak Perlman, who doesn't need any introduction, I guess. And maybe the third person would be Pam Frank, with whom I've played a lot and I've played for, and she was also a big influence for me musically. Oh, well, there's so many. I really think this city is amazing, but quite close to where I live, on 89th Street on the west side, there's a beautiful monument called the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. I love spending time there. They have chess tables and just a nice little plaza where you can, come have breakfast or just hang around. It's very pretty there. The latest book I read, or I'm still reading, is Jan Swafford's biography of Johannes Brahms. Not super original, but it's actually a great book. It's amazing to read Brahms' story almost day by day, and I enjoy that a lot. Yeah. Most recently, a good friend of mine, a great musician, said something I thought was very interesting, and maybe it's basic, but nonetheless important. And he said, you really have to know yourself in order to present yourself as a musician. And you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and it's very important. And I'd never really been told this advice so well, and personally, so directly. And so I took it to heart. I like that advice. There's so many, of course, but I could mention a few. I mean, there's one which was the cruise out in Greece and Turkey with David and Wuhan and Phil Setzer, which was amazing. But I think one of my fondest memories is actually, I think I was in CMS too, and this was my very first tour with CMS. It's the first time that I was traveling with all these great musicians. I remember it was Paul Neubauer, Fred Sherry, Arnie Kavafian, and Wuhan. And I was young and had never done any sort of tours like this. And we went to Canada and California, and it was great. I loved that tour, and so I have great memories from that.